focusing the knowledge that we receive from experiment. The fact that we receive, let us take for example mathematics. 2 plus 2 will always be 4. If you add 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times, the result will always come 4. Mathematical sums and problems will, if the process is followed honestly, they will always lead to the same result. It may be once, it may be twice, maybe thrice, maybe 10 times, 100 times, but result will always be same. H2O. If we are making H2O 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times, it will make oxygen water. Sorry, water. It will be water. So that way, adding the molecule of 1000 times or adding the material will lead to the similar result. Experimental facts are, until you get bored of it, experimental facts will lead to the same result. If you are objective, if you are truthful, if you are not intervening with the experimental process, the result will always be the same. Result will be the unique. But experience is very different. Experience is always different. If you are visiting one city for the first time in your life, you will have an opportunity to look at each and everything of the city, and everything will be new to you, and you will also be new to the city. So the knowledge that you are gaining, for example, if you are going to Amritsar for the first time, that religious city, that cultural city, that historic city is having a lot many things to offer to your experience. Moving to Jallianwala Bagh will immediately drag your attention to the Indian freedom struggle. At the same time, going to Bagha border will exhibit you to realize a lot many things, and the valor and bravery of Indian soldiers, and how that border parade ceremony and performed by people of there, and Park Rangers and Indian BSF soldiers. You will be realizing it will be giving you an unique experience of the city. But suppose if you are going second time to the same city, now you are not new, nor the city is new to you, and it is not necessary that same experience you are going to gain during your visit to the city. Similar is the way writer gives the example in this chapter that once he visited to New York in evening, when light was dim, evening was falling, and skyscrapers building was there. He reached there by ocean, by voice, ship journey, and the ship was nearing to the shore. The city, dim music and sound coming from the traffic, coming of the traffic from city, it sounds him as if he is entering into a fairy land. This was a unique experience. Though he was traveling with 100 people, 1000 people, maybe, but you are one and you are part of the experience. Similar example when he started visiting to Sudan. In Sudan, when he started his journey, out of airport in a creaky, out of date bus. His journey was in a out of date bus, old bus. And the bus started bumping and jumping on the road that was hardly a road at all. Means सड़क पे खड्डे नहीं थे, खड्डों में सड़क थी. He started journey on a road that was hardly a road at all. It seems that dust can cover, overlap everything. And on the road sides, people were walking with donkeys, laden, food, material, stuff, marketing, goods and all the things were they were carrying on them on donkeys to sell it. He compares one best experience, one worst experience. And then he says, while second time you are visiting, you are having the knowledge, you are a bit experienced. So again I would like to quote that punchline. What? Experiment causes knowledge to grow a bit by bit. Like one experiment makes this table, another experiment makes this piece, 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 another experiment makes this piece. It's bit by bit. Knowledge pile is getting bigger, bigger, bigger and bigger. Another experiment makes this, like this experiment, this is also the experiment, result of the experiment, this is also the result of an experiment. Bit by bit, result of the experiment adding to the pile of the knowledge. But the punchline again says, experiment causes knowledge to grow bit by bit, pile by the pile of knowledge is growing out of each experiment. But experience causes us to. Experiment causes knowledge to grow. Experience causes us to. We are the part of that. And later on, if we talk about the other part of knowledge, clear? The other part of knowledge is that experiments are real, factual, and experience is also real but personal. And experiment doesn't belong to only practical scientific subjects. Experiment doesn't belong to practical scientific subjects. Rather, experiment is possible in non-scientific subjects. Experiment is possible in art and literature and history also, based on carbon dating and etc. So experiment is the part of that. Experiment causes knowledge to grow, experience causes us to grow. Then let us see what is experimental state of mind. An experimenter must be detached. He should not change the process of the experiment. Rather, he is an observer. He looks, he arranges the setup, puts the instrument, goes on experimenting it, but as an detached observer. It's detached observer. He is objective. Though he hopes that result will be alright, but he deliberately did not intervene the process. He is observant. But in experience, experiencer is the part of the process. experiment can be arranged in artificial situation, but experience cannot be arranged in an artificial situation. Like I would like to give you one example. If there are 40 Chinese in this room and you want to have experience of China, being in China, and you enter in this room, do you think that you will have a feel of being in China? No. Because this each and every part and parcel of the environment will be declaring that no, you are not in China, you are in India. And they themselves are knowing that they are not in China, in their hometown, they are in India. So, experience cannot be artificially arranged. But experiment can be arranged. So, experience is real. Life is what? It's a continuous process. There is no retake in life. If you are studying in a class today, next year you cannot have the experience of studying in the same class. Even if you are failed, you are repeating the same, you are knowing the knowledge, you are second time going for that, and you are a bit elder. So that is part, and that repetition will give you entirely different experience. But experiment, 2 plus 2 always 4. In history also experiments are there done, like carbon dating. A historian, if he has given a site, a city to visit, what will he do? That historian will go there, the fact, excavate the place and try to know that how many years ago this thing is made, this civilization was there, and how many years ago. He will go for carbon dating, and he will also try to prove the fact. Even in painting, like Leonardo da Vinci, popular painting Mona Lisa. In that painting, what do we notice? PhDs are awarded on that one piece of painting. On the mysterious smile, revealing the mystery of the smile, revealing the mystery of the color of that, revealing the mystery of eyebrow shading of that painting, and all the things. It has to offer a lot, a plethora of information and repository the painting can offer to you. Even music, experiment can be done in music as well. Like the kind of musical instrument used in Haryanvi folk music, that is popularly known as ragi, that matka and other parts, how do they wait on playing that on the beats, and how do they sing, and the kind of folk music in Northeast India, and the musical instrument used there. The kind of music is used in Rajasthan. How Sahnai evolved as a musical instrument from tubi or other instruments, and then how experiments were done in the musical instrument, even Jaipur Gharana, Varanasi Gharana of the music and all that. Lucknow Gharana, and then Bhagalpur Gharana. These are the musical families. What were the specializations of them? And then, like one example I would like to give you for Thumri. Thumri is one set of music. When the question was asked to the popular Thumri singer, he answered that the ease is introduced once through Thumri transplanted from Varanasi to Bhagalpur. उस संगीत में एक इत्मीनान आ गया. That element. How done. Beliefs is a musical experiment. Pop is a musical experiment. So experiment can be done in all sides. But scientists will always say, no, only scientific knowledge that can be proved by concrete facts, 3D facts, there is only experiment. This statement is not valid. We need to realize, and it will be cutting huge knowledge from the society if we are telling that only science can be and knowledge is real knowledge that is really proved by the experimental facts. There is a very real knowledge, and for experiment you need to be objective, and for experience, in experiment you are not the part of that. Of course you are the part of that, but only observe. But in experience you face, you influence, and you be influenced. Like if you are standing out of the river and watching the waves of the river, you are experimenting. If you are at the river bank and you are watching the waves of the river, you are experimenting as an observer. But you are swimming in the river, you are experiencing it. Clear? I would like to give you one example and one difference between experience and experiment. See that one man on the seashore is looking at another man who is gradually being drawn in the ocean. एक इंसान समुद्र के किनारे खड़ा होकर के दूसरे इंसान को देख रहा है कि वो समुद्र की धारा में बहता जा रहा है. क्लियर? और तो जो the man who is outside of the ocean watching, वो क्या है? Experimenter. One who is outside of the ocean watching everything, observing everything, he is an experimenter. But the man who is being drawn in the ocean, the one who is being drawn in the ocean is an experiencer. I would like to give you very beautiful two lines from Hindi. That the man who is being drawn in the ocean or fighting with the waves, struggling with the waves, he talks and he says like that, "Ae mauj bala," that waves are bala. "Ae mauj bala, unko bhi jara दो चार थपेड़े हल्के दो, कुछ लोग जो साहिल पे बैठे तूफान का नजारा करते." What is? "ऐ मौज बला उसको भी जरा दो चार थपेड़े हल्के दो, कुछ लोग जो साहिल पे बैठे तूफान का नजारा करते." Means, now who is greater? Experimenter is greater or experiencer is greater? The man who is experiencing that situation. And you cannot say that the knowledge that a person receives via experience is wrong. One can never say. Like there are 3-4 sets of people at in terms of religion. Theist, atheist, like believer, theist, non-believer, atheist, and those who are neutral, their own set of ideas of life. Believers can say that non-believers are wrong, non-believers can say vice versa, but both of them are very real in their approach, very truthful in their approach. And to deprive them, if somebody is telling that only experimental knowledge is the knowledge because it is three-dimensional, it is concrete, it is real, it is useful, and it can be utilized in real life, which has its practical utility. And experiential knowledge is no knowledge. If somebody is terming that, he is doing a blunder. Blunder of cutting the knowledge into two pieces and depriving the community and civilization from the very big knowledge, very big resource of knowledge that is also very real. And at the same time, we cannot compartmentalize it like airtight compartments that this is experiment, this is experience. Towards the end of the chapter, the writer says, experimenter is experiencer too. Experimenter is experiencer too. And both of them at one point combine. And then the knowledge becomes holistic. The completeness in the knowledge comes. And this way, the writer tries to conclude that scientific people should not boast that only they are the caretakers, searchers, realizers, promoters of the knowledge. And on the other hand, poet, artist or singers or those who are experiencing, they should not say that only experience is the real knowledge. Somewhere collaboration of both of them is required, and that will help the society to grow. And both the achievements of both must be acknowledged in order to make life real, make life perfect, and in order to perpetuate the achievement of humankind. That's it.